As an educator, one of our main goals is student safety. Whether we're breaking up fights or putting our students through safety drills, their safety is always our main concern. Now I want to talk about the latter of that situation, safety drills. In Ontario, every school is required under Bill 212 to have at least 2 fire drills and 2 lockdown drills by the end of the year. Now we're going to focus more on lockdown drills. So I'm going to take you through what a teacher has to do in the event of a lockdown drill. So once the siren goes off in the school, teachers have to lock their doors, cover their windows and lock their windows, and move students away from both doors and windows, have them sit in a secure spot and be quiet, and have their phones off. If they're in a portable, they actually have to flip their desks and actually hide behind the desks. In a real life scenario, however, let's say a teacher forgets to lock their door and actually an intruder actually comes in and hurts their students, they could actually be facing the OCT, criminal charges, and civil charges. As a teacher, you are to follow 4 ethical standards of practice: care, respect, trust, and integrity. By failing to follow the protocols of the lockdown, you have not followed any of the 4 ethical standards as you put your students in harm's way. And this is where OCT could come, open up their case, and actually possibly revoke your teaching license. You could be facing criminal charges, mainly Criminal Code 219, negligence. You omitted to do anything of your duty, locking the door, which led to the injuring of your students. Under the civil law, families of the students can sue you for psychological damage that occurred following the injury or death of the student. Clearly, as a teacher, you want to follow the protocols because what was just stated above doesn't sound too fun to go through. But this is where the serious debate comes in. Teachers in Ontario, if this happens, they have to go through a hat trick of cases. However, in the US, this is what they're starting to do. Schools in the US have begun to use a deter, delay, and defend model as opposed to the lockdown procedure of hiding in the classroom. If teachers are trying this approach, they're essentially trying to escape their rooms with their students while the intruder is still in the building. They don't want to be sitting ducks and would rather defend their students and run. If a teacher in Ontario forgets to lock their door and harm occurs, they go through a hat trick of court cases. But teachers in the US are basically running through the halls with their kids while the intruder is still in the building. How is this any better? How can they ensure the 4 ethical standards while blindly running through the halls? Yes, the US has had some notable school shootings in the past decade, where they state that sitting in the classroom was the problem because authority didn't arrive fast enough. But schools in Ontario and across Canada have now partnered with the police and actually have an officer in the school. How can trying to escape and putting yourself and your students in harm's way be justified? The delay, defer, and defend method model seems like a negligence case waiting to happen. According to the Education Act, Section 20 states, ensure that all reasonable safety procedures are carried out in courses and activities for which the teacher is responsible. Even the Education Act is pointing out that a teacher is responsible for the safety of their students, and therefore the sitting like ducks lockdown method is a better option. The students are at least in a secure and safe spot until authority does arrive. Do not neglect your students' safety in order to be some hero who escaped the situation. Adhere to the teaching ethical standards and care for your students and their lives.